I'm gonna apply it here. I'm not dragging it all the way down because my face shape is already narrow and I don't want to, you know, just do too much. So what I will do though is lift the edge up here. See that? Kind of extend it just a little bit. So, you know, to help lift our face. And then same thing on the other eye. Lift the edge up. And I will do a little bit in the center right here. Well, not the center, just here. Leave the center blank, even though I basically brought it all the way in already. Just a little bit down the side of my nose. Just like that. So just a little bit along the side of my nose right there. Hopefully you can tell. And then I will do a little bit with that same shade. Chin. I really don't need to do my forehead just because I have a naturally narrow face, and basically the way that I am concealing my face right now is going to give me a very narrow face. But because I love my face shape and I do want to accentuate that today, that's why I'm doing this. But you really, like, concealing and contouring is not a one size fits all. That honestly would be a more in-depth video on contouring and stuff for different face shapes. But as far as my face and what I am doing today, this is it. And then I'm just going to take a very tiny amount down my nose. Just like that, because my nose is already a skinny legend, so I don't want to, you know, overdo it. Okay, so I'm gonna use my foundation brush actually, and I'm gonna start blending around the concealer first. So see, kind of like along the edges. I like to sort of do this so it helps to just make my chin area flat. You see that? It's like kind of spreads it. See? See? Can y'all see that? And I just feel like I get a better, smoother blend when I do that. So just lightly tapping over it with my foundation brush. I'm using my foundation brush so that I don't have like anything too bright on my face. Once again, I like for everything to be super natural and seamless. So that's it. You see, she's there, but she's like subtle. It's like she's sort of there, but she's sort of not. And then I'm just gonna blend just right at the edge here, just to make sure it's just really just contained to this area. Because wherever you highlight, basically what you're doing is you're pulling that area forward, so it gives me the illusion like I have like a cute little chin that's kind of like projected. If you have, what is that? Dang, my laptop just randomly started playing music. That's creepy as hell. But yeah, if you already have like a super long chin and you don't want to accentuate that, skip this step. Do not touch your chin area at all. You will actually just want to contour that a little bit just to kind of shorten it a little bit. But my face shape is pretty proportionate, so you know, like I said, I'm just playing up on the features that I already have. Same deal in on my forehead, blending around the edges first. And I'm blending by just tapping. I'm using a flat kabuki brush. You can also use a sponge. If you use a sponge though, you will be picking up a lot more product, so you'll get a softer finish. It won't be as what you call it, as pigmented. Same deal if you're using natural hair fiber brushes. There we go. She's blended. And then now for the under eye area, I'm gonna switch to actually the concealer brush I used earlier because it's smaller. And I'm gonna start out here first. Chin down and tapping motions. And I'm tapping it and flicking my hand inward. So tapping inward like this. See, pushing my face inward. I'm doing this because if I'm doing it this way out, what's gonna happen is this concealer is gonna get everywhere. It's gonna end up all over my face, and I want everything to stay in the area that I placed it. So I'm pushing it inward so it's blended but not like getting super extended. I also don't want to drag this too much down just because, you know, I already have a super narrow face, and dragging it down is gonna drag my face down, so it's just gonna create like a really long face, and I definitely don't want that. So I'm just gonna drag down. Not drag down, oh my god, no. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. I'm trying to really explain what I'm doing to you guys a little bit better so that hopefully you're learning from my content. Now when it comes onto the side of my face, I'm really going to just tap on this until that line is not so much a line anymore. And bringing it down a little bit to the side of my nose. I don't know if you can tell, but I have my finger right here because I'm pulling my nose this way. That way I can get into the corner right here. And tap, 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 tap. Very light-handed tapping here because I want this to be pigmented. I'm also gonna tap over the concealer at the edge right here because I don't want it to be this pronounced. I don't like any absolute sharp lines on my face. I want it to be there but not really there, you know what I'm saying? So there we go. You can see it, you know it's there, but it's not like just standing out. There we go. See, you can still see that it's there, but it's not like how it was before. And then foundation brush along the edge just to blend that out. The key to a good flawless face is, ooh, we're blown out. Key to a good flawless face is blend, blend, blend. Here along the side, blend that. Right here doesn't really matter that much though because I'm gonna go in with contour. Same deal on the next side. Okay, now for the nose, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take a super small brush, so like this, hopefully you can tell. So something like this, kind of oval in shape, and I'm just going to blend this out just a little bit, not a lot. You can also use your finger for this part. And by saving this for last, the pigment is gonna be there. It's gonna be like so easy to blend out, depending on what concealer you use. Honestly, I'm just gonna use my finger. It's a lot easier. Okay, so all done with that. Now we have to add some shadows back to our face, so we're gonna go ahead and contour. I'm gonna be going in with Too Faced again. This shade is a Sable. This is a very dark shade for me. Actually, it's so dark. Look at it. See that? Super dark. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 dots here. Not, see, just like really small dots. 1, 2, 3. And I'll just blend that a little bit right here. And then down the side of my nose. Just like that. Now with this Morphe M557 brush, it's very similar to the concealer brush, except that it's synthetic fibers. So I just love it for blending out contour because it doesn't like just pick up the product and just absorb it. It just blends so easy. You see that? Like, how effortless was that? Literally. And for contour, I like to blend it into my hairline so that it doesn't look like there's just this dark blob on the side of my face, and then my scalp is super light, and then the center of my face is super light. It's just not natural looking. So after I've blended it out mostly, then I start doing like little tiny circular motions like this, just to really get that blend. And yeah, I just feel like that gives me the most beautiful blend. Yeah, that's what I like. I like it like that. And on the nose, just flick upwards. I'm actually gonna go in with a smaller, no, I think I can do it with this. So I'm just gonna be really light-handed with this. I don't even know how to explain this, but I'm kind of like angling the brush to where only this part is touching my nose. It's hard to do it and show you, but I will try. And I just very, very lightly just go over it until it's not looking like a line anymore. I just do up and down motions, just as lightly as possible. And I raise my brows. When I get to this part here, I definitely have to do with a different brush. But see, this just really softens all that. Along the side here, I like to bring it down a little bit just so I can blend it into the concealer from earlier, so it's kind of like a faded effect, you see. And I'm just gonna do the same to the other side. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Now for here, what I do, I raise my brows and I flick it upwards into my brow. So I blend it into the top part of my brow. And then just bring it back down, up into the top part of my brow. Same for the next side, up into my brows you go. I usually don't contour my nose, honestly. This is a rare occasion for me. I'm only doing it because this is a very Instagram-esque type of glam. And I just want to show you how to do it if I was gonna do it. But I usually don't, honestly. For somebody with my face shape, I don't have to. And I just pat over it just to make sure it's blended, because you know me, I like everything to be blended. Blended and soft. And just and then you see that she's a skinny queen, real skinny. Now for my cheeks, I'm going to, can you see that? Where that shadow already exists, I'm going to place exactly on that. And I am curving just like that, stopping right there. Now I could really make this so dramatic, but I won't. I'm just going to do the same on this side, just about there. I stop basically like when looking face forward, you see how you can see it? I stop right where you can see it looking face forward. So I don't bring it all the way around, just because when you're blending it, it's gonna move anyways. And if you put too much, like you draw the line all the way down, by the time you blend it, it's literally gonna be all the way touching your lip. It's just not gonna give the effect that you think you want, and you're just gonna think it looks crazy. I'm gonna also put a little bit here, because I want to create that shadow under here so my jawline looks more pronounced. Now this is where, like I'm saying, if you had like you wanted to shorten your chin, you would bring this up a little bit, like here, you see? I'll do it just a little bit just to show you. So see, that's what it looks like underneath. And I'm going to blend, same brush as earlier. I'm actually going to start here. Now with this, I push it up. So see, I'm pushing my face up. That's what I do. I just push upwards to blend always go all the way to the top of my ear right here. That's how I know where to start my contour. And if you want to lift your face, you can draw it in the direction towards the tip of your nose, or you can draw it in the direction to your nose, to your lip. I did it kind of towards my lip in a sense, or kind of in between, because it's not really, but that's just how I did it. That's how I always do it. I should try to do it like towards my nose one day and see the difference, like. But yeah, basically I just tap. You see what I mean by when you blend it, it comes down further anyways, because you see, looking forward now, you can see it a lot more. If I had dragged it down any more, it would have been a disaster, like literally. And by tapping it, I don't end up dragging it down. So you see, I naturally have that line there that people do with the powder. And that's just because I kept it right there. I'm telling you, tapping your foundation versus swiping, for one, it just it lessens the chance of your base being splotchy, having like patches, and then two, you just really get a better finish. So pushing up, see, little pushes, little baby pushes. That's what we're going to do. And see, honestly, I'm used to my face shape, so I know where my cheekbone is. If you don't know where your cheekbone is or where to place this, good guide is the top of your ear here, and you can usually here you can push along the side of your face and you can feel where your cheekbone ends. That's where you should put it. All right. Now I'm sure y'all noticed this, but my foundation brush is very much a staple in my entire face routine. I always use it to go over almost everything I do. So I'm gonna go over both the highlighted and contoured area just to really bring everything together. See that? It just kind of ombres into each other. Just go over that. I love it. Love it. Just go over it all. And then here, Sandy, I just push. Tap, but tap downward. So not up, because then you're gonna bring it up on your face. You want this shadow to be underneath your jawline. So see, I'm bringing it along the shape of my jawline. Can you see that shadow it just created? So along my jawline. And flicking it downward. And once again, our trusty friend here, just to help it all look natural. Just go over it. And there you go. Our base is coming together so nicely. Boom. That's what we're looking like. And now Now, because for darker skin, for deeper skin, it's deeper skin, there you need a lot more. You need to create dimension for stuff to show. So ooh, I forgot I had juice right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a liquid blush first, and then I will go on top when I'm powdering my face with a powder blush. I will show you what this does, but first, sip. Yes. Peach is always the most gorgeous color on a dark skin, and I know the look I'm going for today, so I do want to pick something more on the redder side than pink, so that's also another reason why I'm going with peach. So I'm just gonna take this one is from Glam. You can actually get this off Shein. It comes like this, and then it has this. It's called Devoted, and I'm just going to dot. Just basically along the same lines of the foundation, not the foundation, the contour, but just a little bit above, right there. And same here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this side's pointed more down, this side's a little bit higher, but it's okay. When I blend it, I will compensate. So I'm actually gonna use the same brush that I used with the contour, and I'm gonna do this side first, and I'm going to blend it upwards. Since, see, I'm just gonna flick it upwards just so I can kind of raise it up to match up with where this one is placed. And I like to round out my cheek. So what I'm gonna do is I bring it down to my apples, just not all over my apples, but kind of like at the beginning area of my apple there, and I bring it up into my temple, and I bring it around into my contour. So rounding out my face, it gives me that, you know, I don't know how to explain anything I'm talking about, but I'm really hoping that you guys are understanding. And then I hate this, like when you apply blush and you can just see it right there. So what I do is I actually tap it under the eye as well at the beginning right here, and you will see the difference that this makes. And I always do this at the very end when I'm already done blending it out. That way I don't put a lot of pigment right here. I just really want to blend out that obvious blush line. Look at that. Doesn't it look a lot more soft? I love that. Alright, now this side I'm going to blend downwards because I need to have it match up with the other side. And just as I suspected, I have more product on this side than I do the other side, so I'm going to add some more on the other side. So blending down over into my cheek. Smile so I can see that apple, that big apple. Bring it up under my eye. Oh, this is such a pretty blush. This is already giving me such a cheeky cheek. Yeah.